Hey everyone, Brian here from Project 47 Arms, and we're out today to show some tests for our flagship product, the Force 360 scope mount. It's the first of its kind. No one's ever done anything like this type of scope mount. We want to show you the reason why it's the best, and we're going to run it through a series of tests today. So the first thing we're going to do is kind of crazy. We're going to be shooting a precision rifle. We're going to show you the grouping. Then we're going to throw the scope on an AR-10 and a shotgun with 3-inch mags. We're going to put it back on the 6.5 here, the Seekins, and we're going to do another grouping, and we're going to show you how well this thing will hold. All right now I'm going to go ahead and torque this onto the Picatinny, and we're going to go to 50 inch-pounds. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the scope mount is tight. This is the best way I do it. Right now, we want to show the holding power of this. We've got the steel collets on our 34 millimeter standard scope mount here. And I'm just going to use an automotive torque wrench. So what we want to do is we're going to put this at 30 pounds. I found this way to be, it's pretty simple to do it this way with the blanket or with the pad under it. But you just want to be careful. There we go. We are at 30. Now the last thing we want to do before we shoot is we're going to get a measurement to make sure that nothing is moving throughout this whole process. And I'm just going to measure a quick distance here from the mount to the turret. And we're just going to write this number down. So right now we got 1.525. Easy to remember. We're going to check that later on. All right, walking up to check my grouping. So just so you know, I'm not the greatest shooter in the world. I'm not even like remotely good. And this is actually my second time ever using a tripod. So I'm kind of learning it, but we'll see what kind of grouping I got. Right, here was my first attempt, and I got things a little bit better. There's my second one. So this one's a lot better grouping here, and that's what we're gonna go off of. I think I kind of got it dialed in a little bit better. What we want to show you right now is the 6.5. It's pretty light ammo, doesn't have a lot of recoil, but what we'd like to do is send a couple rounds and then do the seating process. So we're going to retorque. So now I've got it on the AR-10 here, but before we shoot this, we're going to go ahead and retorque this once again to 30 foot-pounds. Oops. All right, now we should be ready to go. It's so fast. So after we shot one magazine full, the AR-10 kind of had a malfunction. Stopped working. But here's the honest truth. 308 ammo, not that much more power or recoil. We just wanted to show that it can handle a lot of the repeated vibrations and recoil. We've already shot 1,000 rounds through it in earlier tests. I know it's not going to be on this video, but we're just going to switch over to this anyway. We're going to be shooting 3-inch mags out of this bullpup. This is basically equivalent to a 338 Lapua. So let's get testing on this. I'm glad I have this, but it still hurts. Okay, now we're going to do another measurement. Remember that number? It was 1.525 inches. So come up here, look at that, 1.525. That is the power of the Force 360. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and put this back on, and we're going to try and do exactly what we did before. It's in the same spot, and we're going to do another grouping. What this tells us, I'm not entirely sure. You know, this could be off a little bit because the way you torque it could just be not exactly in the same space. But we thought this would be a fun test to see if we can get that grouping after we just went through that punishing trial on the shotgun. Let's see, this was the first one I did. Well, the second grouping I did. I was aiming here, so I didn't make any adjustments on the scope. Shooting a little low. This one, pretty much the same. That one got away from me. I felt that one, but that is a fantastic result in my opinion, and I'm super excited about that. All right, this next test we're gonna do, I call it the slip fit pin test. This is a great visualization to show you how a traditional style scope mount actually has to crush the scope to hold on to it. With a Force 360, doesn't crush anything. We have a tube that has been turned to 30 millimeters on the outside, precision bored on the inside, to fit this pin. This pin barely fits in there, what we call a slip fit, hence the name. I'm going to take a popular scope mount and we're going to get this torqued up for their specs. I believe it's anywhere from 16 to 18. We're going to go ahead and do 16. I think it was actually 15. But I'm going to torque this to 16, so it's a little bit on the lower end of their recommendations. Okay. Now you'll see this can't go in. There's nothing we can do to push that slip fit in there anymore. Why? Because the tube has been crushed. Now we're going to show you what it does on the Force 360. Because the Force 360 uses a collet, this is going to be able to grab the entire circumference of the tube, and it can't crush your scope at all. We'll go ahead and tighten this up. Now watch. The slip fit pin still fits. And in case you were wondering, this is on pretty tight. Can't get that loose, pin still goes. We're here going to do the final test. We've got a pendulum swing here. We've got a 3-foot bar, put 15 pounds on the end of it. We're going to put this inside this vise that's been toe clamped down to our big press here. We'll hit it a couple times and we'll see if anything moves. So first, let's establish a baseline measurement. We got 310. Tighten this down. Check and see if anything's moved. Got 310. This one, we're going to go all the way up. $310. What we have here is undoubtedly the strongest scope mount on the market. Nothing can compete with the Force 360. At Project 47 Arms, we believe we have come up with the greatest scope mount ever. It's just not hyperbole. It's an actual fact. This is the most revolutionary concept. It's completely different. And what did we achieve? We've got unbelievable force, grip strength. Your scope won't move. We can't say technically that you can't damage your scope. The lawyers didn't want us to. The way I'm going to say it is, I don't know how you can hurt your scope. And a feature we haven't even talked about in this video yet is the leveling feature. Each one comes with the leveling kit. That's going to be another video. Levels your scope in seconds. No more bubble levels, no more messing around with worried about it canting one way or another. This is the best product for your scope, the best protection for your optics, and you're going to love it. Check us out at project47arms.com.